That's no way to go.
Nah. We're gonna start out with that.
Yeah, welcome to the first Two Beards and Some Bullshit in your face.
Video podcast. Do they call that a
V-cast?
vodcast? I'm gonna make it a podcast, but we're gonna put it up as a video.
We're still a podcast. It's just you actually get to see the faces that are making these sweet voice noises.
Sweet voice noises. Welcome to episode 13.
13.
13. Wow.
I hope we didn't mess it up again.
I'm gonna make
you
the audio. Look, it's gonna look terrible, but I'm definitely gonna double check because it needs to be real.
Well, what's gonna look terrible?
Let's see, episode 12. Yes, we're doing 13.
Hey, cool.
Right.
Confirmation.
All right, that was correct, and we did it right. Okay.
You join us now as Mr. Sneak is at his home and I'm over here eating burritos.
Yes, this is your first time podcasting with your new rig.
It is.
Yeah.
The new build, the new setup. Earlier I did my first stream with you, of course, but it went awesome. I think so.
I loved it. I feel like we could do that every day. You don't
some part of every day.
I mean, you do want to you do want to live your life on stream, don't you?
Well, I mean, yeah, right. Having a regular schedule is kind of tough sometimes.
Nope, it's not. It's all about.
So say you.
It's all about priorities, man.
Yeah, it's true.
If you want to do it, you'll find time.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I see it everywhere. Like, oh, I want to stream, but I can't have a good schedule. That means like, I also choose to watch TV on Netflix, and I spend 3 hours on Facebook every day, and I don't actually dedicate time that's worthwhile for things that I like to do.
So a lot of the time that I end up spending that's unplanned is with people who are either in situations or seeing friends that I don't get to see very often.
You don't need those.
You can. Yeah. You stream now. That's where your friends are.
Exactly.
That's where you friend.
You've given up having friends in the real world, and all you can do is have friends on the internet. That's it. You're like stuck with internet friends from now on. But hey, dude, it was your first stream today. We did about 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Which was solid.
Not that I was counting, but you got 18 follows today.
Yeah.
17 of which were not me.
Right. One of them was. But
17 of them weren't. I just said that.
So, I'm just having breakfast. I'm not up yet.
That's not breakfast. That's a burrito.
Yes, it is.
Does it have sausage and eggs in it?
No.
What's in it?
Meat and beans.
Meat? I like how it's just meat. It's not like an actual type of meat. It's like whatever they chop together and put in my burrito.
These are straight up microwave burritos. Like, this is meat.
Just meat. That's
fine. It might even be spelled differently. I don't know.
Like M-A-E-T. It's like meat.
Mate.
Mate product. But yeah, so we're kind of like squeezing this episode in because we missed last week, we missed the week before. Right now, I'm at a place where the kids are back at school. I'm able to get back into my routine. I'll be able to do, obviously, like once a week, pretty solid from here on out. And also, if we plan it right, we could do this live while we're streaming, in the future.
Right. So. Well, and not only that, like having a PC at my location makes it a lot quicker too. I mean, normally I'd be, having to do whatever else I'm doing for the day, and
like
then I have to get to your place. Yeah.
Then you have to drink 2 or 3 beers.
I'd still like to do that, mostly, but that's gonna probably be this Sunday.
Nope.
The schedule's non-permitting.
Not this week.
Yeah. 10-4.
Not this week, I believe. I have to double check that to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that this is my week for children.
10-4.
Maybe. Let me double check that.
Right.
We can definitely like plan something, Monday, Tuesday next week for sure.
Yes, that would work out. I got to bring you that mouse pad because it's huge.
Yeah, I've also got to like reorient my station in here. I'm
Oh?
gonna like
We're gonna reorganize.
rotate clockwise 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like
Are you?
you know, I'm probably gonna get rid of the green screen. At least for a while. You know, put my shelf back there and put all my nerd stuff, like kind of how you have your nerd stuff. Although it's, you know,
Some nerd stuff.
yeah. I mean, I think it's, you know, that's what's gonna have to work for now. When we finally move and I get my own office, I'm just gonna paint my wall green. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like then I can like move things in front of it if I don't want to do green screen or whatever. But you know,
Right. Trying to set it up and then make sure it's straight and it's got the right lighting. Like,
yeah. I mean, like you can see behind me now. Like I'm literally in my living room. This is the bar for my kitchen. Like
You
the
can-
kitchen's
you can see
right
it, like,
there.
you can see it poking out.
Yeah, yeah, and then like you know, because of the way that I'm sitting and the green screen size and shape and stuff, I had to like fold it in half and then like put it up there because it's so thin. You could see you could see the
light
window,
through.
yeah,
Yep.
from the kitchen. You could see that through the green screen. So it's
Right.
like I'm happy to be here because I'm not dying of you know
Yeah.
a heat exhaustion, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like it's not quite ideal yet.
Yes.
So gonna constantly make changes and make improvements and make things
Well, it's
work.
little by little. Like even just building the PC, like building the PC was basically the first step. That's a part of like where we were missing out on the podcast the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
literally getting together and putting together a computer. And it's I like it. It's good. I like it.
I am glad you like it because it definitely looks good from here.
Yeah. And getting that together was the first part, just the first little chunk of that. Like getting used to all of the different programs and the OBS and actually setting up a stream. Like today I had, once again I had you to help me out. We were working on that hours yesterday.
7 hours.
Literally. Yeah, we
7 hours.
7 hours spent like trying to like just mess around with settings and trying to get everything happy and
Yes.
running without a delay. Without a delay. That one
Well, that was
that
also
one part was like, ugh.
that was me being an idiot. Half of it.
But it's those little oversights can still cause a lot of time when it comes to setting up
Yeah.
technical stuff and audio visual equipment and what have you.
Audio visual equipment. That's the number one thing. Like all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
is like so freaking. I don't even know. Like it's like everything could go right. And then
But if one thing goes wrong,
yeah, and then like, but then like you try to adapt to that one wrong thing, and you end up adjusting everything that was right to make this one wrong thing work, and then you realize like I
Right.
shouldn't have done that,
Yeah.
I should have just fixed that one thing that was wrong instead of like changing it. Yeah,
Yep.
yes,
But you may not know what the wrong thing is right
Yes.
away too. Like it's that process of discovery, which is so much fun.
it's
But it
bullshit.
felt really good.
It's
It did
bullshit.
feel
I
good.
mean,
and this
it's,
feels really good. Like
Yeah.
being able to do this as a podcast, being able to set up and be in our own space and still have the connection. And then this is going to offer more for our listeners as well. We're going to have an option for visual, instead of just listening to us, hang out and talk to each other. You're going to be able to see what's going on. It's not really
Yes.
going to change your experience at all, but you get to see it, and that'll be fun and distracting. So.
hopefully it like helps you kind of identify with us more. I like honestly like the thing you're trying to increase, the thing that I want to increase is value,
Yep.
to the people who are consuming the content. So, for the most part, like we do what we can to make sure that we have good conversations and
Yes.
but for the most part, like I would just be happy knowing that everyone who listens enjoys it, and
That's the biggest, like knowing that people are enjoying it. Like we're doing this because we enjoy spending time together. We enjoy
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
to
yeah.
each other. We enjoy talking about stuff.
Sure.
We enjoy playing video games. We can hang out and do nothing. We can go literally to what your backyard and light stuff on fire and just hang her out. Like that's
I mean,
and when the weather cools off, I am so looking forward to
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely. That's
So much.
That's on the agenda for most of the actual cold weekend in Florida.
Yeah.
The cold winter weekend. You know what I mean? We're gonna burn all that shit. Hopefully all that shit gets burned. But yeah, like just being able to hang out and have conversations, and then like kind of at the same time you kind of have to have like it has to be in your head like I'm doing this
Yeah,
as a podcast and I'm doing this as a broadcast and
that's kind of the same with retail. Like there's a retail brain. You're in a retail environment. There's a certain way that you approach people or the way that you handle yourself, and
Yes.
that kind of spreads into every. Like you'll be in places you don't work, and someone will come in and you'll start greeting them. You're like, "Hey, I don't work here."
welcome to Lowe's. I mean Moe's. I mean I don't work at either of those places.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Someone goes to leave your house, and you're like, "Have a great day." Oh, Jesus, I know you. This is not a shop.
this is awkward.
Yeah, I just made myself uncomfortable.
But yeah, so here we are, doing our thing, having fun. I noticed you're eating some burritos, which is
Oh yeah,
kind of making me upset because it's
I'm
Taco
having
Tuesday,
breakfast.
but I can't have tacos till my kids are here and it's dinner time. So
ah. I will say that your tacos are going to be way better than my burritos.
I mean that's
That's guaranteed.
yes, I
100%. You're making steak tacos. This is not steak.
No,
Mm-mm.
no,
No,
it's some kind of chunked and formed meat, right?
it's some sort of meat something. Sure.
Meat something. It's a MAET
Oh,
meat
yeah.
something. So moving forward here, I'm wondering if our podcast would do well live.
That it's something that we've talked about, and now we actually have the capability.
Right. Well, here's where the hang up is for me. Usually a podcast is just you and me bullshitting back and forth. That's just two
Right.
beards and some bullshit. That's kind of what
Yeah.
it's all about. So if we incorporate the live atmosphere, we're going to lose that full control over the bullshit. It'll be like, chat will be involved.
Right.
Like there'll be
Yes.
chat involved, and there's one
That
thing
will
that
change, how it runs.
right. If there's
it's
one
gonna
thing
feel
that
a
like
little
Double
different.
Trouble has taught me, it's that chat will take your shit one day, chat will
And-
not take your shit the next day, and then chat will do
Yeah.
whatever the fuck it wants the day after that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And like, there's no real way to like keep a tight rein on it if you want to have
No.
a natural organic conversation. Sometimes you and I can be blah blah blahing, and the chat's talking about something just completely different that would be hard to like rein in and kind of keep into this like podcast kind of style. So
Right.
we may
Well-
end up just doing doing a broadcast, like an actual live broadcast, and then just ripping the audio and making that the podcast instead
Right.
of it being like audio
A live
focused
podcast.
now.
Right.
Right. Who knows? Maybe.
I can get behind that. I mean, it's also like we're not really in a position where we have to press
Oh yeah.
for more or different or new. Like this is episode 13. We've been at it for what we were saying, like just a little over half a year now.
Mhm.
I think it's a good idea to use what we've got, what we have accessible, and kind of settle into our rhythm and really get comfortable with. This is the newest way for us to connect and communicate.
Yep.
This is the first time that we're doing this telecommunicationally, like
Telecommunicationally.
yeah, that made up
like
word. Hashtag we're not English professors.
Hashtag telecommunicationally is actually a really good word. I think that for me the biggest thing that I want to keep in mind is that like if we decide to make this a live podcast, then we have to incorporate chat. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes, absolutely.
we have to incorporate chat, and we have to kind of maybe even like rein it into like a half an hour and do it twice a week, maybe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that like it's because like for instance, I want to do things live. I would like to.
Yeah.
But that means that like we'll be streaming, and then it'll be like hardline now
Boom.
podcast. You know what I mean? Like transition
Right.
during live stream podcast, do the podcast thing, and like I'm not worried about it. Like it's gonna be a problem, but people will be expecting something different when they show up because I haven't done podcasts.
Yeah,
live.
well, and that's a completely new thing. I mean, I don't have a community. I haven't built a community yet.
You got 18 today, bud.
Yeah, I'm starting.
You're getting there.
But there isn't an expectation. I haven't been doing one thing for a long time. There
Right.
isn't. They're not used to who I am or what I do. They're just like, oh, neat, nice beard. Like that's about as far as it's gone so far.
I mean,
But that's something important to consider too.
Here's a pro
Your
tip.
community
That's as far as it's ever gonna go. Hey, nice
Yeah,
beard.
right, yeah.
Cool game. Laters.
Yeah, right. Hell yeah.
which is good. Like, I'm not putting that down because that's going to be
Right.
like at least half of your interaction is people just staying high and then moving on.
Yeah.
That's just the
A
nature
lot of
of the
people
biz.
just kind of roll through like all the different platforms as far as streaming. Like a lot of people just kind of cruise and do what they do.
Yep. So we have options.
Right.
I'm hoping that this video, I'm gonna put this video on my YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and then put the audio in the normal place, where the audio belongs.
Right.
But maybe people will react stronger to the video than they would to the audio. Not that we're gonna stop doing the audio, because I want people to be able to consume it in whatever fashion they choose.
Yes.
But if it turns into
the audio is so much more usable. It's so much more accessible. Like the
Right.
audio podcast, you can listen to anywhere. It's on so many other platforms.
Mm-hmm. And with the video, you have to like watch it for you to be able to hear it. Not many video players are gonna let you like close your screen out and still hear what you were just watching. You know what I mean? It's like less of a radio format. Like in the podcast style, you can just like put it on like it's a radio.
Right.
And like listen to it
And
like
let
it
it
was
run.
a radio show. Yeah.
They can just be there, and that's fine.
But I mean, it's also possible that this thing turns into a talk show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be fun.
I mean, maybe
that would be cool.
Maybe chat works out so well that people love it and it becomes a talk show.
Right. And that
I'm open
gives
to
us the
anything.
opportunity to interact and do a lot more as far as what our topics are as well.
Yeah.
Like what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm open to anything. We don't really have like a specific set of topics that we generally roll through.
We've never really been like hard set into something. It's just been very general.
Yeah, it's been like, yo, I did this thing last week, and I want to talk about it on the podcast. And you're like, well,
Right.
this thing's going on with me, and I want to talk about that on the podcast. And then we're like, let's do a podcast. And then
And then now we're doing it.
whatever happens.
Now we've been doing it.
Yeah, well, that's one thing as well, guys. If you're out there going, man, I wish I had a podcast, the easiest way to
do
have
it.
one is to fucking do it.
Start somewhere. Start with something.
There's a guy down the street. Like my kids go and play with his kids, and he's maybe like I don't know 8 to 10 years older than me. He's not that I'm old or that he's old either, but he's older than me. And he asked me, I've got a friend who lives in Vermont. We have phone calls all the time, and the stories that he tells are really really good. And I want to like turn that into a podcast. How do I do that? He's like trying to say like I don't want to. Buy hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of gear and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, you don't have to do that if you're already using a cell phone to talk to the guy. Just turn on your Anchor software and it'll record the whole podcast for you on your phone.
Both sides.
It's easy. It's so easy. Like, I've seen people like they have to like write out a script and they've got like talking points. And if that's how you got to do it, then that's how you got to do it. But I think that our content works best because we can just kind of go like,
it's whatever, like it's all freeform. And I mean, sometimes there is stuff, but that kind of comes down more to like organization. Sometimes people do a lot better at finishing something just by starting it, and some people have got to have the whole thing planned out and then kind of troubleshoot along the way.
Yeah, well, I think for us, one of the biggest advantages. And it's the same way when me and Fat Man do our Double Trouble. It's because we have a relationship outside of the podcast. We have a relationship outside of creating content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we've been friends long enough to where we conversation in general just comes natural. So that's really important. If you're going to be doing like a solo podcast, like I completely understand wanting to be a little bit more organized because dead air is dead air.
Yeah. You've got to keep yourself on something in that scenario. You've got to keep going to something or on something.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to let anything fall out.
You don't want anything to fall out, people.
Yep.
Speaking of fallout,
that's generally. Oh, hey, there's an interesting segue.
Segue. Fallout 76 is going to be on all 3 platforms: PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. But because I'm on Mixer,
there's a but.
Because I'm on Mixer, and a lot of people, the majority of people, it's still that way. I don't think it's going to stay that way, but the majority of people right now are Xbox players.
Right.
And I am going to buy Fallout 76 on Xbox first. Now, if it is a good enough game,
there it is.
and if it is one of those games where I feel like it's going to be a major part of my community and a major part of the content that I want to create, I'll buy it on PC. Or I'll buy it on all 3 platforms. It all depends. But I do know right now that people on Mixer are mostly on Xbox, and I can connect with my community very easily through the Xbox. Plus, they get the beta first, so
there it is.
That helps too.
I feel like PC is really going to remain to be the bridge between a lot of the platforms. I mean, there are some games that are going to be specific on Sony, and some that are specific on Microsoft, and PC is basically going to be there for anything.
I mean, like right now, PC and Microsoft are working on crossplay more than anything else. You know,
right.
PlayStation is not excited about that. I don't know what's going on with them.
Sony never really seems to have been excited about the idea of crossplay.
They're gonna get lost then, man, because crossplay is such a good idea. It just makes sense. Your fork made a noise.
It did.
It's 2018. Like I say this on stream all the time. It's 2018. What the fuck are you doing? Let me play my video game on whatever platform I want to. I don't mind buying the game for each individual place, but like let my character, play all 3 fucking like I don't want to have 9 goddamn guardians for Destiny 2. Yep. Like it's I can't maintain
3 different
that.
accounts.
I can't maintain that. It sucks.
But that's also one of those things that, I mean, when you were first running with me through the main storyline of D2, you already knew where everything was. You're pretty much flying through, and it's like, because that was literally you've done it 9 times.
9 times, yeah.
Like on 3 different accounts with 3 different guardians, you've done it 9 times.
Yeah, dude, you know me. I tried to hold back and let you do the leading, and but then it's also like you're like staring at a corner because you thought you saw something cool, and I'm like, no, that's just a fucking light. Get over here.
Yep.
Let's finish this mission. Like we got like 16 more missions. But yeah, like it's just one of those things where,
the lack of account movability.
Yeah,
from
man, I've got to choose
platform.
like which platform I'm gonna play this game on when I should be able to like, even if, like I said, even if I got to buy the game on the other platforms, if my character transfers over, if my progress transfers over, like it makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Or if like, hey, Beardsmith, he's over there on PlayStation, and he's playing this game that I want to play, but I've got it on Xbox, so we're never going to play together. Like it's never going to work.
Not going to be able to. I mean, unless you put in not only the system, but then the time on an entirely new account.
Yes.
That's
Xbox and PC work together pretty well. Like they're starting to make that work really well. So as far as I'm concerned, as a streamer who wants to do content creation for a career, I'm going to dig into the platforms that make sense to dig into.
Right. Well, and the platforms that are going to increase your availability to move from the platform to platform.
Yep.
Like being able to start something on PC and take that account over into Xbox on a game that you don't have yet, that you already have people that you can play with, or being able to play a game that you've got on Xbox with people who are on PC. That capability would be absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Like that would be fantastic. I understand technologically it's a little difficult to wrangle, but once they get the coding and the information to communicate,
it can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. Like Xbox right now, they have titles that are called Play Anywhere. And basically, if you have your Xbox account linked to your Windows account, you can play it on your PC. You know what I mean? Like right now, I could do Sea of Thieves. I bought it on my Xbox, but I could log into my Xbox account on my PC and download that game and play it on my PC. And I would be able to play with people on Xbox.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that right there, that functionality is the end goal. Like I want to be able to like play my game on PC when it looks really good and I have all the controls for the graphics and all that stuff, and it's all like taken care of, and then I can
so much more.
Right. Well, then I can jump into like, yo, I can still play with you on Xbox, guys. Jump on in. Let's do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Like it just seems like a total no-brainer. Like how can you not want that? Even if you're gonna be greedy old Sony or whatever, like you should at least be working towards making it possible for people to play video games together. I don't think it's going to stop someone from buying this platform or that platform or the other platform. If I can play with my friends, I'm going to play with my friends.
That's the biggest part, like, because a lot of these games are becoming complicated enough, or even just based on group and team play, to the point where if you don't have people to play with, it can really spoil the game.
Yeah.
You know, something that should be a lot of fun, you can buy a game and play it, but when you've got it to just play by yourself, it ends up being a lot less fun. It ends up being a lot more difficult just in the gameplay.
I mean, like, I'm going to keep using that example, like Sea of Thieves. You're basically a cartoon pirate, and you sail the fucking crazy big ass ocean.
You use maps, and you try and find islands, and it's not like you don't have a heads up display with all kinds of stuff. You have to do it.
You can do that with friends, and it is fantastic. Every last bit of it, even if it's the same type of quest over and over again, you do it with your friends, is fucking great.
It doesn't matter.
You have to be a certain kind of player to be able to play that solo. You know what I mean? I think that the kind of player who does well with that game solo is the kind of player who's looking for achievements, the kind of player who's looking for highest rank, things like that. Because it does get boring, sailing the ocean by yourself. Part of the fun about that game is that it's a fucking playground. You know what I mean? It's not so much that it's challenging skill wise, but it's the challenge is what kind of crazy horse shit can we get into today?
That's kind of similar with Warframe that I've noticed.
Yeah.
You can totally go through, and you can run missions, you can do your specifics, or get your affinity or whatever, and that's all fine and cool, but it is way more fun to even just one other person. If you've got 3 people together, you can grab missions that are a little higher and out of your solo range and wreck them and have a blast. You're laughing the entire time. All of the different abilities can coincide. You can use them together, and the abilities that support. There's the Volt. The Volt has an ability that increases the speed and damage of anyone else in the area, and it makes it an absolute riot. It goes from all right, we're killing all this stuff to well, why is everything dead? Where are we going? Why am I moving so fast?
How come I jumped so far? Destiny 2 is like that, where they're really working on building the subclasses into a conglomerate. Your fire team, your fire team can coordinate before you get into the activity and really, really set up something that's special, for your fire team.
Yep.
I think that kind of concept, especially because most of the AAA title games that we're seeing nowadays are multiplayer, our online multiplayer.
Becoming team play,
most
having,
games are
having multiple people is something that makes these games so much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And there is a double-edged sword there. Having good people to play games with, you've got to be able to have fun with the people you're playing games with, because that can end up fucking it up too. Just like spending time, you go out and you go out to dinner or drinks or whatever, depending on who you're there with, you want to be able to have fun with those people. And if you don't, well, it might not go so great.
You might end up leaving early, or whatever. But
if you don't leave early, it just kind of drains you. You're not
we
had fun. You're this is over.
We did a thing.
Go take a shower.
But yeah, so I just going back to the original topic here, Fallout 76 looks like a great game. There was a lot of information they released on their Bethesda stream over the weekend. And I think that they addressed most of the issues that I was worried about, as far as grieving and people just basically just out to murder you for no good reason, just to murder you.
Just I believe they called it unneighborly.
Unneighborly, sure, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But
you will run into people who are unneighborly.
The way they described it, I thought it was really cool. Is you can roll upon other people. I believe it's anywhere from 24 to 36 players per server.
Oh.
Okay. You can roll up on other people. Anyone else in that game is a real person.
Yes.
And say you want to fight me, right? You can shoot me, and it does a minuscule amount of damage.
Right.
If I decide to shoot back, then the damage is multiplied to
then it's a real fight.
Then it becomes a PvP.
Okay, so it's like a duel system.
Sure, but that person can then even if I decide not to fight,
Yeah.
that person can still attack me with that minuscule amount of damage, and I will eventually die. However,
Yeah.
and this is what's fun, that turns that guy into a wanted murderer.
Ah, so
Their
they take
location,
additional damage.
their location gets
Yeah.
marked on the map. Everyone
Yep.
sees them, and you
Oh.
get to steal their loot when they die.
Oh.
So it kind of creates this secondary system of like, do you want to be a bandit? Do you
Right.
want to be a wanted murderer? Do you want
Well, it's
to?
like hardcore in
Yeah.
in Diablo hardcore. Like whenever your character dies, like that's it. All your stuff is gone. Like you can go retrieve as much as you can, but if somebody picks it up, it's gone.
That's what happens in the Dark Zone in the Division.
Ah,
There's like a PvP mode on the inside where it's kind of like PvE. You still have like the usual settings,
mhm.
but you are collecting loot and then calling
Yeah.
in a helicopter to like lift your loot off and like take your loot
Yeah.
out of the Dark Zone.
Right.
And other players see the helicopter and they know when it's coming in, and they can wait
Ah.
to the opportune moment, kill you, which will then turn them into a rogue agent,
Yep.
take all your stuff, extract all your stuff or whatever, and then other players know that there's a rogue agent around and they can hunt him
Right.
down. You know what I mean? They
Kind
give
of similar.
they give the rogue agent like a certain time period where they can like remain unmarked or whatever, and they have to get to an extraction point themselves
Yeah.
in order to keep all the stuff that they just stole.
Right.
It's a system that kind of keeps people from just going around blatantly murdering people without
Yep.
any kind of
Right. Because
repercussion.
that ends up causing a lot of frustration in a lot of like any kind of online multiplayers. You know, it can be really frustrating to try and enjoy the game and just
Yeah.
constantly get murdered.
Yeah,
Like,
that happens in Sea of Thieves as well, and they don't really have at least the last time that I was in there, they didn't really have a system around it. You all right?
I think my screens just, I think they timed out. They went to sleep and then I moved the mouse and they came back.
Oh well, you
My-
just
my
had like
screen-
you had like a mini glitch on the scene, so you look fine.
Yeah. Neat.
You might want to check your settings for your power saving or whatever. But yeah, Sea of Thieves has kind of the same deal where if you encounter another ship, they can kill you and sink your ship.
Yes.
And then you
Okay.
spawn in back on your ship, and if they're still there, they kill you again, and they can just do
Yep.
that and do that and do that.
Oh man.
But they recently, not recently, but they incorporated a option to vote to scuttle the ship, so you sink that ship and spawn a new one somewhere else. As long as the whole crew is down with it, or at least the majority of the crew is down with it, then you leave those griefers and
You
go
have the
somewhere
option.
else.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I think that that was a big issue with the community about Fallout 76 was what's going to happen when I just keep getting murdered and murdered and murdered and murdered, and their solution
Right.
was, well, then that person will be a murderer, and
Yeah.
and it'll be everyone
Yeah.
else's job to kill the murderer,
Right.
So I think it was like kind of
That's
a
pretty
smart
solid.
move, yeah. But they've also got they've got it to where like you can squad up with 3 of your favorite friends, and you got a squad of 4, and you can all
Having a
build on
group.
the same camps, and you can all go hunt the same missions and collect all the same stuff, and eventually they'll get to where you can start collecting nuclear codes,
Yes.
right? And then you can like launch nuclear strikes at anyone else on your map.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
and that there was a part of that like after launching that strike, it also increases the.
Hang on.
It increases. Yeah, we got Borkers. But it's going to increase the level of the enemies that are in that area. So you're going to have better loot, and you're going to have tougher enemies from launching that strike in that zone, kind of thing.
I agree. Yeah, it's just gonna be one of those things where you have to adapt to how the game wants you to play it, but also like, find ways around to like making it your bitch, which is I think
Right,
part
yeah.
of the challenge. You want to be
Yes.
able to like own. Everyone wants to be able to own, but at the same time,
Right.
like you want to be able to
You
also
gotta get
kind of
To
stick
be able to own. Like,
Yes.
you got to work through the suck to own.
right, and you have to like go do stuff. You can choose to ignore PvP and like go do things that are less combative.
And that difference in the gameplay, you're going to have the opportunities to still level yourselves up. Like there's a lot of these games that are giving you those places to do all of the work, to get used to the system or to get better at that game with other people, and then you've still got the opportunity to get the help, and that help is going to be the biggest difference. Being able to have multiple people, like if you've got a spot you just can't get through and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying, solo, then you've always got the option with a lot of these games to grab somebody else and then
Hey,
still get through.
Beardy.
Yeah.
I need your
It's
help.
time, isn't it? Oh,
No. I'm just saying that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I'm gonna be saying. It's like, you have Fallout 76. Go buy an Xbox
yeah.
and buy Fallout 76 for it,
Right.
and then jump in and help me after you level up and.
Get through the initial
Yeah.
tutorial and make
Yeah.
your character. And
Yeah. I'm already expecting that to happen.
Right.
I'm surprised you don't have an Xbox already, to be honest. So,
Nope, not yet.
well, they
It
do
could
have.
happen in like a week or two.
We'll see.
You know.
We'll see what happens. I'm not gonna push you to it. I've got an Xbox because someone bought it for me. I would not have bought it myself. So I got a gift. Bacon actually bought it for me. It was a gift from
Ooh.
Bacon like a year and a half ago.
Awfully nice.
Yeah, you know. I don't know what happened. I think it was tax time, and he got really crazy about what he was.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? The guy's
about what
awesome.
He wanted to play.
That was great. And he was like, I'm playing on Xbox. You should play too. And I'm like, I don't have a fucking Xbox. What do you mean? And then all of a sudden, like, 2 weeks later,
You do now.
in the mail, it's like, here's an Xbox. Oh, Jesus. But
That's
yeah,
badass.
I mean, I want to play the game on Xbox because Mixer community is not mostly, but a lot of Xbox players, and I want to be
Majority.
able to utilize that game to connect with the community. So
Right. Well, and that's a part of why you want to stream in the first place is connecting to the community as well.
yeah, I do. Fridays usually I play with the community on Fridays. Games that are multiplayer, Division, Sea of Thieves, Destiny, Far Cry. That whole kind of multiplayer setup deal. I even once said I was going to play Fortnite, but then I didn't.
Oh, why not?
Because I didn't have it downloaded. I deleted it off of both of my consoles because I needed space. So I had to delete, because on my PlayStation I bought the full game. I've got the save the world portion, the PvE portion of the game, and not just the BR, the free BR. So when I needed space for more games, I had to delete some, and Fortnite was the obvious choice because
You haven't been playing it.
fork knife.
Fork knife is fun to watch.
I like watching people who are good at it for sure.
Fork knife is fun to watch.
That guy that rated us today, the Babe and Pete.
Yeah.
That's Petron and Babetron. They're like a duo streaming team.
Okay.
And that dude is, especially Pete. I haven't seen Babe play often enough to know. I'm sure she's also skilled, but Pete is he gets hype
Super
zone
solid.
and he follows through with the final kill, and
Nice.
it's fun to watch. It is edge of your seat kind of action. It's
Yeah.
it's a game that I do enjoy watching. I'm just not good at playing it.
Right.
Can't
That's
be
because you
doing
don't play it. I mean, you gotta suck first.
I don't like
It's
the.
pretty complicated though. The
I-
whole battle royale style, but then also with the building implement,
That's
that
where I
makes it
get
complicated.
lost. Yeah, if it's just hiding behind cover and shooting people, I can do all right for most games.
Right.
But for the whole because not only that, but the building system is super complicated, and it
Yeah.
never works the way that I think it should work. I don't know. I haven't played it for a while, but it was
Right.
difficult. Even just the way that the buttons were set up on the controller made it hard to scroll through materials and edit specific pieces of your building, and you know what I mean.
Right.
Ah,
I mean, I see them go through that menu so fast. I don't even know.
yeah.
They
And
just-
dude, most of that's on PC, and it's just done.
Right.
There's a whole fucking castle now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's I didn't even see you push buttons. You're just spinning in a circle.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's a really high skill ceiling on that game, and it's a cool game. I don't want people to think I'm talking shit about the game or the people who play it. It's just not for me.
Right.
Just not for old sneaky thief.
Right. That's more Skyrim, Fallout, some Bethesda games.
Dude, people don't get it, man. I'm good at video games. I can play video games pretty well. It's just really hard to be really good at a video game and then be really good at chat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where that's master tier streaming right there. If you can
Right.
build and kick ass in Fortnite and maintain a seriously good chat atmosphere and win, then you've got the trifecta. You've got the chat, you've got the actual game skill, and then you can follow through and win. That's
Right.
I can focus on one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Goals. Yeah.
If I can just play this game, I can do really well. If I can just
Right.
hang out with chat, I can do really well. If I can just
Yeah.
like make sure that I get on the winning team, I can do pretty well. But I can't
Right.
put all
All
those
of it.
together and consistently keep that going. It's difficult. Are you yawning?
Maybe.
That's fine. It really makes me want to yawn, but I'm gonna like turn on my serial killer charm and not.
Yeah. How's that gonna go?
Oh my god.
Borkers. So much the Borkers. Yep. So this is a part of the things that happen. This is something that can happen from time to time. The Borkers are real. They are hype. They do not know when to be calm. They don't know how to relax. If a grasshopper farts in the yard, they will bork. They will bork consistently and with all of the voice that they can muster. That is all they know how to do.
Yes, we're putting them outside right now.
Yeah. 10-4. But it's, I mean, even just from my experience today streaming, keeping track of what was going on in the game, and then also, like,
Yes.
even seeing that there was a chat was
Yes, dude. Trust me. Like people
It'll take time.
people will come into my channel and they'll see me play something like for instance, like if I'm doing like PvP on Destiny, right? They'll be like, "You're trash." You know what I mean? But it's like, no, I'm actually pretty good. The thing is I'm actually like, not only am I playing a video game, but I'm also like carrying on like 15 individual conversations with chat right now, and that takes most of my brain power. I don't really care if I like win every single engagement like while I'm playing this game. I'm here to focus on chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I was first learning though, like people like I've talked to a bunch of different streamers about this, like through some of our interviews with Double Trouble, and it's like if I have a new game that I want to play on stream, I play it off stream first.
right.
You know what I mean? I spend a couple of hours and I just kind of play through it and learn the menu and maybe learn the crafting system if there is one. Learn the mapping and all the stuff that's kind of like the more in-depth systems.
Right.
And then I can like take that to a stream and feel comfortable streaming it because I kind of already have a feel for it. If the game doesn't flow for me offline, I don't do it online.
Right. Because then if it's not comfortable, then you're gonna end up either being stuck in the game, or you're just gonna be interacting with chat.
Right.
You're not gonna be doing anything.
Right. And like in game, like final form on that one is to do both. Like that.
Right.
That's what you want to do. But I feel like for me, a game like Fallout or a game like Skyrim, I can pause it at any point in time. You know what I mean? I can like stop the game and go like,
Yes.
hey, Chad said this and Chad said that and Chad said this and I said this and you said that and we say this and now we're all back caught up. Okay, now I can get back to playing the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
It kind of gives you a break from having to juggle all those things at once. And
Yes.
like you did really well today. Playing basically a brand new game. You know what I mean?
Right. Essentially.
And like I think that Far Cry specifically is one of those games where it doesn't matter if you die. They don't dock you experience points. They don't take your gear from you.
Nothing's gonna happen. You're just gonna set back.
Yeah, you're just gonna go back to the last checkpoint and move on. So I have no problems dying on stream. Some people are like really really adamant about like I don't want to die, but
No way. Come to Weirdo Beardo. Watch me die.
I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die probably a lot. I think I died in Skyrim like at least a dozen times today.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it was the same guy that killed me multiple times. I mean, what, like, so what? Like, I had a great conversation with so-and-so in chat while I was dying. No big deal.
That dragon one shot was rough, though. Yeah. You were like, druggers. The dragon's like, nope. You're like, ooh.
See, and that's what's so crazy about Skyrim, too, is, like, people always want to know, like, what mods I'm running. Mm-hmm. And, one of the biggest differences for me in Skyrim is making it more difficult. I already play on the highest difficulty in the game itself, but then I also I've added a bunch of like extra mod bosses that are like way OP, and that dragon just happened to be one of them. He was like he's like this extra created character who was assigned an area, and he basically spits the void at you. You have like
Yeah.
darkness incarnate sucking your soul out of you. You know what I mean? It's not like a regular dragon where he's like, oh, fire. Oh, here's some ice. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's like here's like life sucking, soul stealing, fucking destroy you in 2 seconds.
He's gonna put you in the soul stone.
Yeah, great, perfect.
Get it?
The soul
it's
stone.
Soul stones, because then you can entrap. And then don't
You
worry
mean
about
soul gem?
it. Yeah, whatever.
Do you even Skyrim, bro?
Soul stone is just a really fancy soul gem. To me.
Okay, that's fine. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. So you did like I was saying earlier, you did really well. I feel like
It feels like it went all right.
not many people have that good of an experience their first stream. So
Right.
don't count on it happening every time. You know, it's gonna be it's gonna be.
I'm not.
You know, just as hard the first time as the 30th time until you get to the 300th time, and then maybe you'll have learned something by then. But
Right.
you know, as long as the drive is there, as long as the desire to continue to create content is there, you'll find
Yeah.
a way to learn from what you want to
keep
do
doing
better. And yeah,
Right. And that's probably going to be the biggest thing for me is just settling into doing it regularly.
Yeah.
Like not giving myself reasons not to.
Yes.
Just like going to the gym. You know, knowing when to take a break and knowing when I need to go.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
important.
And I mean, you know, if you turn it into something that's like almost like a responsibility, like instead of like I'm gonna
Yeah.
treat myself and stream, you know, and you think about it like, well, I've committed to this schedule, so I have to do it. You know, I
Right.
and usually even on days where I'm like, man, I don't want to do it, and I make myself do it, I feel really good about it, and that
Yeah.
turns into a really good stream. You know, 9
Right.
times out of 10, like, you know, those are some of my best days when I'm kind of like questioning like whether or not I should get online.
Right. And then you follow through. That's going to be the big part
Yes,
for me.
I mean that's the big part for everyone. Don't feel special over it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
You're not
All right.
special.
Like,
You're not a special and unique snowflake.
like everyone else.
You're not your fucking khakis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like you know, looking forward
Hashtag
to
you can't talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah. Look at.
The first rule is you can't talk about it.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can't talk about it.
So yeah. I feel like we're gonna have a lot more multi streams in the future. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to that.
Well, and the opportunity to multi-stream with some of the other people in our group as well, in our community. Yeah, between Fat Man and Bacon, and reaching out into the other people that we already know who do stream, and
Yes.
for the having a PC in Warframe, I get the chance to actually play. Just play Warframe with Fat Man, which I think would be a riot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. That's
He seems to always be having fun. I don't know why he named his Kurau Sharon, but whatever.
I mean, yeah.
Shannon. Was
Shannon.
it Shannon? Shannon. Yeah. I named mine Cookie.
Cookie.
That's at
That's
least-
better than
yeah.
Shannon. I mean,
Yeah, I like it.
I wouldn't have gone the cookie route, but at least it's better than Shannon.
It's like a 6-foot war dog that destroys things. Of course, you should call it Cookie.
I'll give you that one. It's better than Shannon. it's. I'm calling you out, Fat Man. Shannon's a terrible name for some war dogs.
He just wanted to say, "Where's Shannon?"
Where's Shannon?
Yeah.
Come here, Shannon.
Come on, Shannon. Where you at?
Where are you at? We're gonna have to go ahead and say that that's the end of our
For
show
today.
today. Yeah.
But we have the opportunity now. We can connect more regularly, and we can connect faster.
Yes.
And I think that those two things are going to increase our capability for being not only regular on the podcast, but also, just with, for me, obviously, the capability to stream and be online and be a part of the community a lot more as well. So
Agreed.
I'm excited about all that.
I'm excited too. It's been a long time in the kind of
in the works.
yeah, kind of like waiting for everything to kind of come together. I
Right.
honestly, I didn't expect you to just like open your wallet and like dump, all the money at all the deals like right
I've been
away.
saving up. I had an idea what I was looking at to build the system that I wanted, and I got to build exactly that for right about what I expected.
Yeah, I
so.
mean, yeah, but also
Yeah.
like
Look at-
you got it built by someone who could have charged you like $500 for the build. You know what I'm saying? Like homeboy, homeboy helped you out there.
Yeah, that's true. But putting it together was a deal. But I mean, I feel like I would have been able to. I just would have been a lot more stressed out, and it would have taken me a lot longer.
Yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't have been able to do it in
That's-
like
dude,
a
that's the
few
same here.
hours. It would have been.
I tell people
so
like,
much
yo,
longer.
my IT guy helped me, and they're like, well, why didn't you do it yourself? Well, I can do it myself, but he can help me, and in 30 minutes we're done instead of 3 hours like it would take me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like being there and helping him, and
Racking my
watching
brain
him.
on this.
Now I can do it a little faster than 3 hours next time, and then the time
Yes.
after that, maybe I'll feel more comfortable in doing it in 1 hour, and then maybe eventually I'll be able to do all this stuff,
Yeah.
on my own. But for now,
And then when you see him, we can just all hang out
yeah,
instead of doing
yeah.
stuff. Like,
Yeah, no, I think he likes to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think he likes it. He keeps it a secret, but he really has like a tech boner every time he comes over to,
Right.
deal with stuff.
Yeah. Right.
Anyways, guys, this has been episode 13 of Two Beards and Some Bullshit.
Two beards and some bullshit.
You can hit us up on Gmail at twobeardsandsomebs@gmail.com. You can let us know. We are on every platform in the world.
Oh, everyone you find. Well, is it every platform in the world?
The whole planet. I don't know about that. We are definitely
We're
on.
going with it.
We're on
going with it.
Spotify, Google Play, Google Podcasts. Anchor.fm is the best place to find us.
The home.
Anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can probably find our content there.
Should be able to search us out.
Yeah, find us, hang out with us. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always email us at that address earlier.
BS@gmail.
Whatever platform you watch us on, make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mom, to your grandma's dog. Anyone who you think would enjoy or benefit from our content, send them our way. Other than that, say goodbye, Curtis.
Goodbye, Curtis.